Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're trying something that I got as an early Christmas gift, which is the beautiful Dior palette from the fall collection, the Birds of a Feather collection. And this is the Nightbird palette, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, number 459, Nightbird. So I'm sure most of you have seen this already, as I always say. But I still wanted to show it on camera. Maybe you can get it somewhere still. It is limited edition, but it isn't... In the Netherlands, it's only been released for about a month, I think. So I'm sure you can still get your hands on it. So this is the beautiful palette. It has this beautiful feather design. And then also in the center, there are these little strokes. Like there are a different kind of feather, but they're still kind of like a feather, so it's beautiful. I almost don't want to touch this, but I am going to swatch it, so it's just too pretty to not do that. So this is the shade left in the left above corner, and this is the shade in the middle. This is the shade in the upper right corner. This is the shade in the lower left corner. And this is the shade in the lower right corner. Look at that pigmentation and look at the beautiful shifts in these shades. This one I believe is a duochrome. The other ones are just pretty in themselves. But I think this is a beautiful color story. The lower one actually looks a little bit purple when I'm looking at it off camera. But it looks a little bit more blue when I'm looking at it in the viewfinder. I think this beautiful shade is really necessary to, if you want to ground the look a little bit, make it a little bit more neutral. I think it's perfect for that. This could be an inner corner shade or a brow bone shade. Definitely if you're a little bit darker than me, which, let's be honest, most people are. So, and then this for me is the actual showstopper. Also has a bit of a shift in it. It's this beautiful green gold. And I guess I love all these shades. Now that I think about it, in the pan, this one also, not on camera, but in real life, it actually does look a little bit purple. So let me show them one more time. These are beautiful shades. Now let's create an eye look. I'll zoom you in a little bit more. As all Dior palettes do, they do come with little applicators. I do use these, especially when I'm traveling with the palette. But since a couple of years, Dior released little brushes with their applicators. So you have one classic sponge tip applicator, dual-sided, and one dual-sided brush. These aren't the softest bristles, but they do work to blend out shades. So I'm going to try to do my full look using these utensils. The beauty of these little sponge tip applicators is that you can really pack on the color. And with these high-end, or I should say luxury eyeshadows, that's sometimes necessary. From the swatches, I can gather that these shades are pigmented and soft enough that you can probably also use brushes. But most of the time, luxury eyeshadows are a little bit softer. So these kind of applicators can really make your life a lot easier. So for this look, I want to start with the main shade that I'm going to use on the lid. And for that one, I want to use this one, which was my favorite. So I'm going to use the bigger side of the palette. I hate ruining this embossment, but oh well. By the way, I primed my eyes using the Glam Light eyeshadow primer. And these little brushes, they take a little while. But then you do get the ultimate pigmentation and ultimate coverage. So I'm just putting this beautiful tealy shade all over the lid. And I'm actually also going to put it in the crease a little bit, just to make sure that you can also see it when my eyes are opened. So now you can see that the applicator doesn't really make a nice edge. So for that I'm going to reach into my little brush applicator. I'm going to take the rounded side and I'm just going to blend it out. And it already looks a lot better. I'm probably going to use another shade as well. Let me first get the other eye up to speed. And then blend it out, of course. Now I need to lighten some part of this somehow, and I'm thinking I want to lighten the inner part of the eye. So I'm going to take the smaller applicator, and I only use one side of it so I can use both sides for different colors. And I'm going into this gold shade. I thought I was only going to use this as an inner corner shade, but I kind of want to lay it on top of the inner part as well. Inner part of the lid, I mean. See, it does transform the shade a little bit. It becomes a little bit more grass green, something like that. I am also going to put this in the inner corner. You can do that with these little applicators perfectly. And I'm also going to take it on the inner part of the lower lash line. So now we only have these two colors and I feel like I almost got a complete look. So I am turning the little applicator and I'm using the back side of the small side. And I think I'm going to go into the green. I'm going to use this underneath the rest of my lower lash line. Wow, that's a beautiful shade. I don't know if you can see that, but it really shines. And as you can see, I am also taking it a little bit out in a wing form. Now I'm taking the slanted side of the little brush and I'm going to blend out this green a little bit. So now there's only one place left that I really need something, and that is in the outer corner. And I'm going to use the one side of the brush that I haven't used yet, which is the flat side of the applicator. And I'm going into that, oh, if I hold it like this, you can see how purple it is, into this shade. And I'm going to use this one for the outer corner. That's beautiful. So I made it into a little bit of a wing shape, which I guess is appropriate. So I'm taking the little slanted applicator again and I'm going to blend this out. And just so we have used all the shades, I am cleaning up that applicator in my hand and I'm going to take the center shade and I'm going to run a little bit of that on top of all these colors. Just to add a little bit of orange into the look. I guess you really don't need this, but I wanted to use it to tell you if it's nice. It's actually a lot more pigmented than I thought. So I think that's going to be my finished look. Let me add some lashes, some face makeup, everything, and then I'll come back and show you the finished look and tell you my final thoughts. So I'm realizing that it's a little bit later in the day and the light is going to fade in a little bit. So I wanted to give you my final thoughts before applying everything, just in case I don't make it in time. I really like this palette. I think it's so beautiful. I think if you have your whole face makeup and the lashes and everything, it's going to come together really beautifully. But I really like that you can see all the different shades. They are truly different from each other, especially this green. It's very different from these two top shades. I like the fact that I can use all 5 shades on my eyes. There's usually one shade that's just sort of my skin tone that I don't really know what to do with, or it's a little bit darker. Yeah, there's really no place for that on my face. So I like that I can use all these shades, and they're all 5 of them are beautiful. None of them are truly matte. They all have this, well, the pink one is the most matte, but still it's a little bit shiny. And I like that with luxury eyeshadows. That's usually the case, but you can blend them into your crease perfectly, and it all works beautifully. So in my opinion, this is a great palette. I'll definitely give it another run in another video, but I just wanted to come here and show you the palette right now while I'll still have my beautiful Christmas background. So let me do my face makeup, and then I'll show you the whole face. Hopefully there's still a little bit of light left by then. So as I suspected, it's already become a little bit too dark, but here is my finished look. It is mom approved, just so you know. No, you can't disagree. I really like it, especially with the full face of makeup. I really think it's earning its place. I went from lightest to darkest, and I used all 5 colors, so yeah, I'm kind of proud of this result. I'm going to use this palette a lot, I think. And that was it for my video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.